Tattoo artists, what pieces are you tired of doing? Nautical sleeves. I'm from an island, and fuck is it brutal trying to make it unique when every fifth person has one. Anchors, compasses, maps, etc. Feathers and pocket watches are close seconds. I'm just gonna get I'm unique tattooed on my neck. I'm also gonna get I'm unique tattooed on my neck. Damn you. It's an anchor to symbolize I can't be held down. I always thought that was an odd one. Isn't that exactly what an anchor does? It holds you down, lol. Or the ones that say, don't sink or float. Like, listen, what do you think an anchor does? Do you need a diagram? Not me, but my sister. It's not a specific thing, but she hates when people want tattoos with too many ideas in it, and by that I mean, for example, a Lord of the Rings character holding a lightsaber while fighting a Dementor on a Velociraptor with a banner that says clever girl, or like Minnie Mouse holding a football team's logo in front of her while also being within a pink cancer ribbon, but wanting the image too small. Small enough that it wouldn't even look good with how much detail it would need. Boza smoking a joint while surfing with an American flag waving behind him. Happy birthday, Rick. Fucking crowns, OMG, do I fucking hate crowns. With that being said, I did one tonight. I worked as a shop manager for a little bit. My boss / the head artist was getting super burnt out on big cats, specifically lions, wearing crowns. In about a month, he'd done 5 realistic lions, and a panther, wearing crowns on dudes who wanted to feel like kings. I had to start politely turning them down when people called to inquire about them. Sorry, Ian's not really interested in doing more big cats this month. Lol, username. The ancient cat god has spoken. No more lion tattoos. I've heard people say they've stopped doing your name on people's butts. I have a great tattooed on my butt. My grandma's favorite joke. Every time when I was younger I'd ask if I could get a tattoo. She'd always say yes, but I had to get a grape on my butt, so when I got older it turned into a raisin. I regret absolutely nothing. What was your grandma's reaction to the tattoo? Raisin the kid, right? Clocks. Especially those assholes that go back and forth between the laser shop and the tattoo shop to get the time updated. Quick. Late to the party, and my first tattoo was a tramp stamp on my 21st birthday, but one of the things my 2004 tattooist told me was that he was doing at least one Godsmacks on a day, a design from whatever album they had out at the time, and as I was sitting there getting tatted, a dude walks in asking for that exact thing. I busted out laughing, but my guy was professional. He told him he would do it, but that he would feel more comfortable doing something more custom. The guy didn't sway, though, and after I finished up, dude got himself a Godsmack tattoo. I have that album, and I definitely would have had that sun tatted on me if I had had any money to my name in 2004. Thanks all of the lords that I was broke until my 30s. From my tattoo artist friend, pocket watches surrounded by roses. Seriously though, why is this one so popular? Time, man. Shit, dude, that's deep. Tattoo artist from Alabama here. I'm not religious at all, but I think I've ascribed the entire Bible on human flesh at this point. Especially Leviticus 19:28, right? Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I'm the Lord. I like that ending. Don't hit your wife for a sack of grain. And no sodomy. I'm God BTW. Take out the trash. Mom. The Chinese word for water or hope, or whatever else cliche term. Fucking snake coming out of the eye of a skull, and why does the guy who wants this tattoo always have a perfectly groomed goatee? Igor Karkaroff Wanabes. Can't give an award, but take 5 points for your house. I have a couple chemistry tattoos and my artist made a comment about girls getting dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin with the word happiness. Seemed like he might have done a few too many. Misread that as oxy content for a second. I've heard of people getting THC, LSD, and even DMT tattoos, but an oxy content tattoo would be next level trashy. I know a guy with it for cocaine across his chest. For Australian artists, Southern Cross tattoos. I got the Australian made symbol on ribs when I was 21. So young, so dumb, Australian made. Link in description. Looks like Mr. Squiggle was the apprentice. That and my mates were making me laugh. I'm Taiwanese Australian and want to get made in Taiwan on the bottom of my foot. Are you ticklish? That's a bad way to find out. I'm an apprentice right now, but practically all of the artists in my shop have agreed on a few things. Infinity symbols, especially with words, anchors, birds, feathers that turn into birds. However, that being said, my mentor followed that up with, but that's your job security. You'll always have girls coming in for the most basic tattoos, and no matter how tired you get of them, they'll pay your bills. My tattoo artist and I were talking about this when I was in last time. He pointed to a coffee mug on his desk that was full of infinity symbols with different words inside them, so he could just pull them out when people came in and asked for them. Bonus, there was even an infinity symbol turning into birds. I'm glad my tattoo idea of the Voyager isn't here. Us Voyager or Plymouth Voyager? Or Voyager Deep Space Probe? Do all three in one. Famous Voyagers, some roses, some ribbon. LPT. If you're like me and just want good art from a variety of talented artists, find an artist that does art you think is rad, then ask them if there is any art they have done on canvas/paper/digital that they want to do on skin. If they show you something that you would like on your body, you will guaranteed get a tattoo that has that little extra that makes for a great tat. My cousin is an artist and this was his tip to me. My first tattoo artist said he refused to do anything gang related, racist, or the Tasmanian devil. What about racist Tasmanian devils? Link in description. I'm assuming that's a hell no. Ask my buddy. He said, if I have to do another goddamn Latin paragraph on a chick's ribs, I'm gonna shoot my brains out. Ironically, he was doing one on his GF at the time he told me. Lorem ipsum dulcet amet, consectitera dupusing elit, sed dui asmod tempor incidident at labor et dalor aliqua, art enim adminem venium. Quis nostrid exercitational am collaboris nisiat aliquip exie commodo consequit. Duis autira dulla in reprehenderid and volutat velit es silum dalori fugiet nulla periota, exceptus inter cica cupiditat non proident, sunt in culpa cui fisher deserent mollit animid est laborum. There have to be graphic design nerds out there with this tattooed. Oh, I absolutely want it, but with at the start and at the end. I apprenticed in a shop, but had to move before I was able to start tattooing myself. What I noticed personally is the artists in the shop weren't necessarily tired of doing the same designs as the personality of people getting them. Such as, guy who thinks he has a crazy pain tolerance, but almost passes out, girl/guy who freaks himself out to the point of shaking/puking, and backs out at the last minute, and really anyone who could use attention to hygiene. The list goes on and on. As a physician, anyone who claims to have a high pain tolerance does not. However, if their so says they do, they do. Sounds about right. A friend of a friend had rolled his car, old car, no seat belts. If I remember right, he was thrown out of the car too but seemed fine. His wife said he was complaining his back hurt a little. Apparently he never complains about anything, so she made him go to the hospital. His back was broken. Not an artist, but my friend told me what his artist said. My friend has a full sleeve that wraps around to his chest. It's all incredibly well done. He finished his sleeve by getting a tattoo of Virgin Mary on the inside of his bicep. It's done absurdly well. The guy who my friend goes to has some beyond comprehensible talent when it comes to making faces. He has a few other faces as part of his sleeve and they're all equally as amazing. After his appointment, my buddy told me that his artist told him that the Mary face was the final face he was ever going to tattoo, and he was done with them for good. According to my friend, this guy's talent for tattooing faces isn't a secret, and he gets tons of people requesting him for faces. Mostly deceased loved ones or famous people. The guy is apparently so sick of only tattooing faces that he's out of the game. He wanted to focus more on patterns and animals. I'm not an artist so I DK what that's like, but if you're willing to give up tattooing something so well due to sheer volume of frequency, then it must be a lot. The only reason the artist did the face for my friend is because he did the rest of his sleeve and gets along really well with my friend, so he wanted to finish with a bang for a good customer. Well, with any artist they like a challenge or doing something out of their comfort zone. It's understandable why that artist gets annoyed by being constantly bombarded with requests for something that bores him. Shadow birds and infinity symbols with children's names within them. Never again. I saw shadow bird and thought about some sick tattoo of a raven or something, and then I realized you meant a silhouette. Not an artist, but the tattoo shop I go to back home in the Caribbean has a running tally of how many times they have to tattoo palm trees on girls' ankles. How many notebooks of tally marks have they filled? My first tattoo was I love you forever and always in my mom's handwriting on my foot. While my tattoo artist was doing it, another artist came in the room to ask what I was getting. When he found out it was script on my foot, he asked, "Let me guess. Live, laugh, love?" He awkwardly left after we explained it wasn't that, and in fact my mom's handwriting. So, I'd say he's sick of that. He sounds like the sort of person I wouldn't want doing my tattoo. For real, how disrespectful to insult someone's tattoo right to their face. Mine told me he is refusing to do any more forests around someone's arm. Fuck, that's something I really wanted, but like a whole scene, mountains, streams, etc. Get what you want. Seriously, don't let anyone else's idea of what is overdone influence what you personally get on your own body forever. If you love it, you get it, and ignore anyone who says otherwise, unless it's one of those hyper-realistic porn star faces linked above, because those are friggin' gross. You don't sound like my mom. No regrets. Not even one? Not even one letter? I'm not against face tattoos. I have friends and peers that wear them quite well. My issue is 18-year-olds who want to get them because they want a certain look. Pop culture has made them seem a lot more acceptable than they actually are. At the end of the day, in the majority of careers they will hinder employment. I had an artist that refused to do anyone's first face tattoo. This made sense. IDK, but 20 years from now there's gonna be a lot of old people with mandala tattoos and tree silhouettes. And tats under tits. I think for some their tits will eventually conceal those tats. Like a 2-day advent calendar. So Candy, a Kit Kat tit tat? Not an artist, but as I was setting up my last appointment, my artist and I were talking at the front desk and the person at the reception at the desk took a call, said just a minute, and asks my artist, "Hey Kev, do you have time for a walk-in today?" He looks over and says maybe. What do they want? An infinity loop? Are they on hold? Yes. Fuck that. I'm so fucking sick of infinity loops. Tell them I'm busy. So I think infinity loops for Kev. I love it how he checked to make sure they were on hold and wouldn't hear him before. It was pretty funny. The receptionist asked why he didn't want to. It wouldn't take that long and he says, "Look, I just spent 5.5 hours tattooing creepy fun shit on this dude. I'm having such a good day and some woman wants to ruin it with an infinity loop. How do you know it's a woman? Come on." Okay, I'll bite. What did you get? I wanna see. Basically anything from Pinterest. Bird silhouettes. Live, laugh, love. Infinity symbols. etc. What about the infinity stones?